Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband!
Wife!
I almost forgot what to say just then, but then I remembered.
Okay, all right.
So we are on. So do you know what we're doing today?
Honestly, I have a very only slight understanding as to what you're doing, but I think we're planning something.
Right. So the answer is no.
Right. The answer is no.
Got it.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Okay. So what we're doing today is, so we finished the Old Testament, and can we just all take a moment to be really excited about that?
Okay. Let's silent moment.
Yes.
Okay. That was enough. That was enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Silent moment. So excited.
We didn't want to leave enough room for a prayer or anything. That would be counter to our whole thing.
We don't pray. Ooh. Ooh. So, I just was so excited that I didn't want to immediately jump into like the next thing. So I thought we would spend this episode kind of celebrating and talking about having finished it, being excited about it, and then thinking about where we're going from here. And I have some timelines and some like breakdown and just, we'll kind of spitball it and see where we go. So this is like, you can call this episode Spitballing.
Spitballing, huh?
Spitballing.
And guys, this is going to be all news to me too. So wife has planned the entire next portion of our podcast, sans me.
Well, to be fair, I wasn't home the last couple days. And so you get what you get.
Yeah.
And my mom's having heart things.
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm just, I'm gonna be learning along with everybody else.
Yeah. It'll be fun. We're gonna have fun. This is a great time. We finished the Old Testament.
We did, and that's very, very exciting. All right, you ready to plan our ongoing episodes and podcasts?
Sure as fuck am.
Let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, so we are here doing our post-OT plan.
Yeah.
That is fun. So first, again, I just cannot say how excited I am to walk through the world and say, yeah, I read the Old Testament. Yeah, I've read that.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. Like, I mean, we've talked about this before, but like, I catch so many more references to things that I would have missed if we hadn't done this now than I ever have in my life.
Yeah.
Because it's such a relevant piece of
culture
literature that is just permeates all of society that we never had any exposure to, really.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that background, and it's nice to have that background even more for the conversations that are more and more relevant in society today.
Yeah.
And with regard to how religion is affecting our society. So I'm very appreciative of what we have gone through thus far.
Yeah.
And it's good to have that basis of knowledge.
It was torture, and that part of the torture is over.
Yeah. Well, it was fun, too. I had fun.
I mean, it was fun to be tortured.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think some of the Israelites would agree with you. Maybe. Possibly, but if they didn't, they're probably dead. Well, they're all dead.
What even are you?
The Old Testament ones, I'm just saying.
I feel like you should just edit out everything you just said.
I'm just saying that but God was not nice to them. Oftentimes,
God was never nice to them
and
ever.
killed a lot of them.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
And that's all I was saying.
Okay. So from excitement about having finished the OT, I wanted to move on to talking about why the Old Testament is in the order it's in. We did a whole episode on the chronology versus putting the books in order by genre.
Did we do that?
We did. We did.
It was before we finished the Old Testament, though.
It was like right before.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It wasn't like a million years
I only
ago.
slightly remember doing that.
That's
but,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You blow me off so much. It's fine. Your face. No, we've done a lot of episodes. It's hard to keep them all straight.
Yeah,
I know. I just like to pretend that you hate me sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Because
that's a weird thing to pretend.
It's our thing.
Okay.
All right. Poop on you, and you're always wrong, and
sure.
And then you're like, no, poop on you. You're.
I don't think I pretend that you hate me ever.
No, you don't.
Yeah. No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing I do.
It's only a game I play. Sorry. All right, so listen to this.
I'm listening.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the Hebrew Bible, right?
Yes.
Which is equivalent to the Christian Old Testament, but in a different order.
Right.
They're all the same books, but they're just in different orders. They're all the same books.
Okay.
Double check.
All right.
Okay?
All right. Yeah.
The Hebrew Bible was shaped by religious use for functionality, meaning, teaching, and tradition.
Okay. All right.
The order we see today, depending on whether it's the Hebrew Bible, the Tanakh, or the Old Testament.
Right. Right.
For Christians. So the order that we see today reflects liturgical, theological, and educational priorities, not historical sequencing, chronological flow, or storytelling.
Sure.
Okay. So we talked about why for the Hebrews, they put it in the order that made the best sense for trying to be excited at the end of their book. They're like, hope for the future now that we're all back together again.
Sure. Then that would make sense.
Yeah. And then the Christians put it in order to where their end was supposed to be the natural bridge into the New Testament. So
the dude in sandals and long hair and white.
The Messiah,
apparently.
The coming Messiah, and then the next book is and he came then.
Right.
He's going to come, and then he came all over everybody. Yeah. So, I know I've said this before, but when I came across this, I was like, oh, I forgot about that. So I'm sure that if you didn't grow up in this, like husband and I,
right.
that I'm sure.
I mean, I grew up in a community that really liked, the whole religion Jesus-y thing, but I didn't really do the whole religion Jesus-y thing.
No, I know. But this thing that I'm about to say, like, I forgot. And then when I read it, I was like, oh, I bet husband forgot too. So the acronym Tanakh actually comes from the 3 different portions from the Hebrew book. There's the Torah, the Nevi'im, and the Ketuvim, right? The Torah is the law, and that's what we would call the Pentateuch, the first 5 books, right?
Right.
The Nevi'im is the prophets, and those are the dudes that speak for God in relation to Torah, often commenting on the historical books.
Yeah, okay? And how many eyes angels have in the sky?
Sure.
During a fever dream.
Something like that, and wheels and whatnot.
While shitting on the floor.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then the Ketuvim is the writings, the wisdom and poetry books that give spiritual and philosophical insight for individuals and communities. Okay, so we've got Torah, Nevi'im, and Ketuvim. So Tor, Nev, Ket, right? So that's Tanakh, okay? That's how we get the Tanakh.
Sure.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, Tanakh.
Yeah,
right.
Makes
Tanakh.
sense. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Then the books that are not included, hold on, let me scroll down. The Catholic and Orthodox Bibles add extra books.
Okay.
So again, the Hebrew Tanakh and the Christian Old Testament, they contain the exact same information, just in different orders.
Okay.
Okay. They just shook it up.
Sure.
Okay. The Catholic version contains Tobit, Judith, Wisdom of Solomon, Sirach, Baruch, 1st and 2nd Maccabees, and those additions to Daniel and Esther that I believe we did read during those times.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the Orthodox also includes all of those that I just said.
Yeah.
Plus 3rd Maccabees, an additional psalm, and sometimes 1st Esdras.
Okay. So I count like 10 that we haven't covered in that list.
Yes.
I mean, essentially.
Yes.
Verifying, once we verified
that's
it,
just
we covered all the other ones already that,
Right. And that's just the Catholic and the Orthodox ones. There's other versions
Sure.
that have the like 2nd and 3rd Esdras.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
So, and I don't remember where those are. I don't have that in my notes because I'm not talking about that. That's something entirely different right now.
Right.
From where
right.
we're at right now.
Yeah.
That's enough. You know what I mean? Like, we have enough without like all the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of why I didn't want to start in, because I'm like, holy shit. So we have like 10 additional books we're going to be covering. And that's after, like, I wanted to do a timeline breakdown. Like, we read this in the order, like, we read the Old Testament. We did not read this as the Tanakh in the order of the way the Hebrews would have had it.
Sure.
So I don't want to reread all this, but I did kind of want to go through a timeline of when everything happened, because I'm very confused of who was where, when, what.
Right.
You know, so I kind of wanted to have that before we even start these other 10 extra books.
Yeah.
So that is like 11 or 12 episodes that we've got planned out.
Well, you were just talking about books. If we do it chapter by chapter like we've done the others,
I didn't even think
actually
about that.
quite a few episodes that we have to do.
Yeah, I was thinking whole entire books, not... Yeah. So we'll be here for like 500 years before we hit the New Testament.
Yeah.
Depending on how this works.
Well, I mean, on a weekly schedule, we're talking about,
forever.
a long time.
Forever and ever.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have to think about how we're doing this.
Well, I mean, ultimately, I would like to get back to doing more than one a week, but that's going to require changes in our personal schedules and, different things that I don't know. Hopefully we can figure this out.
Yeah. I mean, these extra things I think will be good to tide us over the next couple of years while we're like waiting to get on a normal schedule before we do the New Testament. So there's that. Yeah. Unless we wanted to jump right into the New Testament before our life is more settled.
No, I think that you and I have talked about it before. I think that when we get into the New Testament, we need to take it very seriously, and like not seriously, like obviously we're still going to joke about it, but we need to give it the time, like you said, because it's the more relevant
to our society and life.
Our society here in the U.S. Right, and it's the more relevant piece of information that is going to require more research for sure. More research and more knowledge in order to be able to intelligently talk to other people about it. Yeah. Because they're more versed in the New Testament than they are in the Old Testament. Correct. Right? Correct. The Old Testament, it takes just a glancing overview to have more knowledge than most people. Yeah. The New Testament is... They have that shit memorized, and they might even know where to find it. Yeah. Right. So it does make sense, I think, to spend a little bit more time researching and working on that one once we get to that point. Mm-hmm. And I would like to up our schedule at some point when we have the ability to in our life. Yeah. So, but it might be a couple of years before we are able to do that. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But I mean, I'm not, I'm kind of cynical that ways. So. Hey, I mean, hell, we get some, rich person that loves our podcast. We could be doing it every day again, anytime. Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. But again, I'm the cynical one. So, I kind of wanted to talk about that because
there's still so much Old Testament material, and I keep referring to it as the Old Testament rather than the Tanakh or the Hebrew Bible, because that's just like what's in my brain.
Well, and we're going through this from the Christian perspective, right? Like we're going through the Bible, quote unquote, from the Christian perspective, because that's essentially what we're responding to. Now we want to go into it further than that in order to get all the context and learn all the things. But ultimately, we are reading the Christian Bible from front to back.
Yeah. And that's going to include the Catholic bits.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah. I mean, we're in the extras right now.
Yeah.
Right? We're in the in-betweens. We're in the extras. Yeah. But when we get down to it, when we get to the New Testament, we're going to be going from front to back still. You know, like we're reading the Bible from front to back with a short, with a break in the middle where we're covering some extras and expanding on what is generally known about the Bible.
Sure.
So that's what we're in right now.
So, did you want me to do like a short, like kind of timeline recap right now of each section? Because I kind of have that. Or I also wanted to kind of cover each section.
For what? The upcoming or the what we've already covered?
Okay, let me give you an example. So, like, if I was going to cover each section of the Old Testament, here's how I break it down. Right, I would do. Like the first section would be an episode covering the beginnings, which would be the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible.
Sure.
Genesis, Job would be in there, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Okay.
Okay. So that would be the ones I would cover. Just kind of a brief, like, here's what happened overall. Spend an episode talking about that section.
Okay.
Okay. And then like the second,
you're dipping into when you want to cover the timelines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just clarifying. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm giving the plan for how I want to do this.
Okay.
How I want to do the upcoming timeline episodes.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the next section that I would break down would be the conquest and judges. And that would cover the time period between 1400 and 1050 BCE. So we're talking like 350 years. And that would be Joshua, Judges, and Ruth.
Got it.
Okay. And in Joshua, the events were the conquest and settlement of Canaan. And that covered 1400 to 1200 BCE.
Okay.
Judges was about the decentralized tribal period that was between Joshua's death and the rise of monarchy. And that covered about 1200 to 1050 BCE. Mm-hmm. And then Ruth was set during that time period. And that was just like a love story, whatever. And set in the days when judges ruled, like whatever. So that would be the second section.
So I feel like maybe this would work best if we broke down all of the Apocrypha that we want to cover, right? And then we did timelines along with the episodes that we want to, or along with the books and the episodes that are going to be in that time frame as we go along through that timeline. That's exactly
what I want to do.
So like combine the timeline with the Apocrypha that we want to cover.
Yes, that's exactly what I want to do.
Okay. All right.
So did you want me to continue with like what the third section would be and what the fourth, like?
No, I don't think. I mean, I think we get the gist of it. Like we're going to be going through, recovering things like as to point out the chronological order a little better.
Yes.
And then also covering the Apocrypha along the way that falls within that timeline.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that makes some sense to me.
Okay. That is exactly what I had in mind. That is what I wanted to confirm with you today to make sure I'm coming at this from the right direction.
Yeah.
And why I wanted to talk about that before we just, like I said, jump right into the next thing.
Right.
And I'm still really excited that we finished the Old Testament. I'm sorry. I know I keep coming back to that, but you guys, I turned 50 in a couple months and I've never read the Bible. And now before I turn 50, I can say that I read the Old Testament. That's so exciting to me.
I want to point out too, I've seen some comments as we've been in Discord. Yeah. So we are live on Discord as always, right?
Tuesdays at 10, baby.
Right. I want to point out that I know that a lot of our listeners out there, including most of the people that are here on our Discord, are very literate in the Bible.
They are.
And so...
And I bow to their superior.
Sometimes for some of the stuff that we'll be covering, it is going to be, it's not going to be stuff you don't know. But there are also people that listen to our podcast that don't know a lot about the Bible.
Yeah.
And, this is more for clarifying things and making sure that we cover everything in every angle. Right.
Okay. Well, let me just say that as a person who never had read this stuff, I'm still really confused, about what happened.
Sure.
I'm not a person who can take 5 years to read something and have retained all of it. So for me, this going back through it chronologically as we add the new material is absolutely essential. And I can't be the only dum-dum out there who needs a recap. I'm sorry, I can't be the only one. If you grew up in this shit, A, I'm sorry at you.
Yeah.
But B, like husband said, this is going to be old hat and maybe even boring for you. And I'm sorry about that. I really am. But I'm a dummy and I don't know these things. I need a recap, you guys.
Well, and I think that there are quite a few people out there that have never read the Apocrypha. That is because
true.
Even if you were very versed in the Bible, a lot of the denominations out there did not cover these. These are things that were not covered. Now, if you gained an interest in it after the fact, after leaving your religion, there are many people that have researched these things, but it's just a matter of your level of how much you dove into it. Yeah. To find out, to delve deeper into this understanding that is what you grew up with and what you are leaving. And there's a whole leaving religion thing that happens to a lot of people where they feel very compelled to learn even more about the Bible and religion and
intentionally
God,
this time.
Intentionally. Yeah. Right. So it's oftentimes an attempt to find meaning in that thing that they had their entire life. And it doesn't always pan out the greatest, by the time it's all over. But regardless of the reasons, that's why I think it's important, because I think that there are a lot of people that listen to this podcast that are searching for those answers and may even still be religious. We have had those people reach out to us.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
It's I want to know more than that. I want to know what the Apocrypha says. I want to know what these other texts say, and I want to know the timeline better, because the timeline was very convoluted as we were going through because of how the Old Testament was laid out.
I just remember being so confused. I didn't realize which country we were in, Judah versus Israel, and I didn't know that one disappeared while we were it was.
Well, Judah and Israel are essentially the same thing. They're just different portions of what is considered Israel,
right? But from the Old Testament perspective, they were two entirely different things, and one was doing bad and one was doing good, and the judges in one and the kings in the I don't fucking know, the Chronicles. It was so confusing to me. I didn't know where we were. I didn't know who we were talking about. I'm a very visual person, and I should have been mapping as we went, and I should have been writing the years as we went. I just didn't know to do that.
Right.
I knew this would be hard because I'm not familiar with the material, and I knew this would be hard because it's boring, and I knew this would be hard because the material is dry and weird as fuck and out of time and all that. I didn't know that it would be weird and also it's all out of order and you won't possibly be able to keep up. And remember how you're bad at geography, you dumbo? I didn't know. And so I'm not saying that I want to reread everything all over from the beginning. Right. Absolutely fucking not. No. Never. But just going back over just a quick summary, remember all these things? Yeah, this happened first. Remember all these things? Okay, so this happened next.
Right.
And then this. Oh, and we're in this country, just FYI. Bringing in some map was going to help me.
Right.
and a timeline. I'm okay. Well, I'm autistic and I'm ADHD and I'm OCD and it's all working against me. Everything's a mess and I need to organize it. And that's the only way that this is going to make me feel
this is our
good.
organizing portion of our podcast.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Got it.
That actually felt really good to say, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the cleaning up the mess bit.
Okay.
Y'all made such a mess of this Bible. OMG. I have to come in here and clean this up now.
I feel like that's going to be on a promo at some point.
Right?
I like that. Yeah.
Y'all made such a mess of this.
Do you have anything else to cover, or is that basically the gist of it?
That's basically the gist of it. I mean, so
the expectation would be that we're going to start in Genesis again next week.
Not Genesis. We're going to start in the Pentateuch.
Right.
So, of which Genesis is the first. Yes.
Sure.
I'm not covering just Genesis.
No.
Next episode
we're going to timeline / work on progressing the timelines and Apocrypha starting from Genesis on.
Yeah.
And so next week we'll be starting in that general realm.
Yes.
And quickly going through timelines.
Yes.
As far as, like, we're not going to spend a lot of time on the timeline other than just clarifying things.
Yep. Like, this is what happened in Genesis. This is what happened in Job. This is what happened in Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Right.
That is what we're covering in the next episode.
I will say, you're not the best summarizer in the world.
I'm going to try to do better. I'm not the best summarizer. I'm going to try to do better.
I'm just throwing it out there.
No, everybody in Discord agrees with you 100%. You don't need a poll. I don't need to see the answers. They've all bitched about it lovingly and affectionately. Sometimes not even that. I can take it, like, because they also, like, tell me I love you, but this is horrible.
Right,
but they love me. And so I'm like, I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do better.
All right.
And this will be a fun time to take on that challenge.
So chronology next week.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sorry, guys, that this was just an admin episode. To be fair, we had a lot of things going on this week, too. So it was more of a wife and I not
It's a meeting. We're having a meeting.
We're having an on-the-air meeting.
Yeah.
With you. Which, feedback is always appreciated.
Sure.
So, like, we would love that. And if you have any ideas or suggestions, please reach out to us.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you'd like to see us pick up the pace, there's always Patreon.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
true.
Once we get to a certain level, we can go faster.
You'll definitely have more time on your hands if you're not working a separate full-time job.
For sure. Yeah. And as always, join us every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on Discord. You can show up as late as 10:30 or even 11 p.m. and you'll probably still catch the podcast because we chat for quite a bit.
We spend the first half hour, 45 minutes. Tonight it was even up to an hour.
Yeah.
Just chillaxing and hanging out and, just talking with you guys.
And as Brady said, based on a dream. You can get one of our Christian nationalism shirts on our website. That always helps us out, too.
Oh, my God.
Christmas nationalism. Sorry, Christmas nationalism.
Christmas nationalism.
Yeah, get ready for your ugly sweater contest at work, with your brand new Christmas nationalism shirt.
Christmas nationalism. I just can't even.
You can find that at sacrilegiousdiscourse.com.
And everybody can thank Brady for that one.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, and you should come thank him. Yeah. On Discord.
You should.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays.
All those things.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's all we got. Thank you so much. And we'll be back next week with chronology.
Chronology. Yeah. Goodbye to the spitball.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe, leave an Apple review, join us on Twitter, support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.